When I was born, everybody thought I was a little girl. But boy, were they wrong.
It's 6 weeks into my testosterone.
I never felt like a little girl, and I couldn't see a type of masculinity that I could relate to.
Pull the bolt again, you're reloaded.
Right, lads, time to man up.
Yeah.
Come on.
Gentlemen, brace yourself.
Through exploring my own masculinity, I've got an outsider's perspective on a world I now inhabit.
The bro science in today's video is strong.
It's time to add some of that manly He-Man oomph to it.
Should husbands help with the weekend housework? Oh, good Lord, no.
I don't take no orders from no women.
Yo, I want big guns. I gotta do a bunch of bicep curls.
Man talk.
We are emotionless and don't cry.
You're not gonna fight like a man. You at least shave like a man.
You're my girl.
What makes a modern day man, and who sets the rules? Before I started taking testosterone, my hair was double thick. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was so thick that it was almost too thick. But now I would give anything to have that.
It's such a super personal thing, like anyone to lose their hair.
Yeah, I despair. I'm at this point now where I'm wanting to conserve what I have, like my hair, and do my best to just kind of feel healthy and feel good about myself.
I work in an industry that is super aesthetically driven, and I started getting Botox.
And were you scared about starting down that route because you know you have to keep it up?
Yeah, no, not really.
Women are almost expected to keep up their appearances and so on. I mean, I'm really stereotyping here. And masculine people are meant to kind of grow old, rough around the edges.
But look at our gendered
rugged
role models. George Clooney and Johnny Depp and Brad Pitt and all these people that are allowed to go grey and have lines.
Yeah,
and
I have avoided fillers and things like that up until this point. If I was born a boy, you know, a cis boy, then I would probably have a bigger jaw. Facial masculinization, like facial feminization, is not offered on the NHS currently.
Okay.
I think it's offered in Scotland for trans women.
It is, yeah. You think doctors maybe think that you can hide an element of your transness with facial hair, whereas for women it's harder. Is that a thing, or do you think that's...
I think it's very possible. I think it's also the fact that testosterone is such a powerful hormone that, you know, nine months to a year's time, every single person who was assigned female at birth who takes testosterone would be seen as a man. Yeah. I don't know if you know about the different masculinization techniques that people can have. So
I know nothing.
Okay, I'm going to fill you in then.
Okay.
The masseter muscle is what makes the jaw pronounced, so you can actually train it. Have you heard of mastic chewing gum? It's from trees in Greece. It's like a resin that can be used to create chewing gum. It's quite solid, so it really works the jaw. There's also other things that you can do. They've got these plastic things that you can chew on, and then it'll increase the jaw.
We made Chisel, a game-changing chewable to train your jaw and look better. Just put it on your back teeth and start chewing. 10 minutes a day is enough to develop a noticeable strong jawline.
There's another method called mewing. The tongue's almost meant to be like a scaffold holding up the top part of your head. People who do catwalks will tell you that they do this when they walk down the catwalk. I'm going to do it right now.
Oh, okay.
It changes it, right?
Yeah, it does.
The next stage beyond that is to do with my appointment tomorrow at Harley Street, which is a consultation about fillers. And there's a doctor on Harley Street that's been helping people to have these specifically jaw-enhancing fillers. The top tier of masculinization is actual surgery. So you would get, you know, these implants that would be there permanently.
I'm able to use special software to design an implant that customizes to his desire. It's like a jigsaw, it's fit right in. We have here, the width is really nice.
At the end of the day, it is about comfort in your own body and feeling good about yourself.
What you're talking about going and doing is a very small thing that can help such a big part of you.
Yeah.
I just feel like you've got one life. If you've got one life, it's really important that you live it the way that you want to.
Having tried some home methods to improve my jawline, I decided to visit a leading expert in the field of fillers.
My name is Dr Vincent Wong and I am a cosmetic doctor, and over the last, I would say about 3-4 years, I've started pioneering treatments for transgender community. So I do a lot of facial masculinization and feminization as well.
Are you noticing that a lot more men are seeking out fillers?
Absolutely, yes. Nowadays men are more open to talk about things like skincare, for example. There's also less and less stigma attached to it, whereas in the past, if a man were to have, say, a neurotoxin or some filler treatments, then their peers might make fun of them and things like that. Whereas now, especially this day and age with Instagram, a lot of modeling and things like that, it just becomes the norm.
I met with Roshaante, a transgender man who is a regular client of Dr Vincent Wong.
My name is Roshaante Anderson. I'm 25. I model and I do a little bit of activism.
Tell me about how you met Dr Vincent.
I was doing a panelist discussion. When someone looks so important, I was like, I have to talk to this person. I needed fillers done for my face because the jaw, as much as it was very well defined, I needed it a bit more tweaked. And Vincent discussed with me that he actually works in the industry, so he ended up hooking me up, which was amazing. We've been best friends ever since. We really are. I actually had dysphoria with pretty much everywhere on my body. I realised that I couldn't keep up with the gym and getting surgery because you had to have downtime. So being able to work on my face made me feel a lot more better because it was like, I'm not having surgery on my face, so it was really good.
Tell me about the history of fillers. Have fillers improved over the years? Or?
Definitely. In the past, obviously, you must have heard the horror stories and things like that, where people, had reactions to it. But nowadays, fillers are made of hyaluronic acid, which is something that your skin produces naturally. It basically breaks down into sugar and water.
What would you say people spend on fillers?
I would say on average, fillers start at about £300-350 per syringe. Fillers can be very, very addictive. So it is important to have, an ethical practitioner that will advise patients when to stop and where to stop. It's a little bit of filler placed everywhere, but then very small amounts, so it looks very natural, and it's just more maintaining how you look. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
I've got a milestone birthday this year, so I'm going to be turning 40 in November. I actually came out as trans in my late 20s, so about 10 years ago. I just want to press pause on aging for a little bit just so I can enjoy being who I am. If I was born a boy, I would definitely have more of a chance to have a better jawline. And obviously not all guys do have that anyway, so I'm definitely admitting that that's vanity as well, and I would just like to see that, especially as an actor. With roles that I was going for stuff like mid-20s.
You look mid-20s.
Well, thank you, that's good, that's great. But I'm also competing against people who are, in their 20s, and yeah, there is a difference.
Are you on any medications?
At the moment, I'm taking testosterone once every 3 months.
What are the changes that you've noticed since starting testosterone?
I used to really dislike my voice, for example, so the lowering of the voice was one thing that I noticed quite quickly and quite early on. To a land of liars, dancing girls and lows, electricity. I started to have passing privilege after about 9 months of taking testosterone to a year, and so that just gave me great relief just to be able to get by in public and not be misgendered as female. I've gone through the awkward puberty years, and
I was gonna say.
So things have really settled now, so I feel pretty good about life.
Obviously testosterone will change the soft tissue distribution in the face, so obviously with long-term use it will make your face more masculine, and that includes the fat pads, the muscle tone, and obviously bone structure as well. So for yourself, you've been taking it for 8 years, so we're just completing the finished look.
I think maybe it's time for me to take the plunge. Dr. Vincent applied some numbing cream, a little bit nervous.
Let me show you some before afters.
Yeah, you can really see the difference there in that second picture.
I actually find treating transgender patients a lot more rewarding.
To me, living my best life is recognizing who I am in the mirror. I feel pretty emotional about being able to change something I never thought I could. In the space of 5 minutes, Dr Vincent has given me the jawline I always wanted. I feel like I've reached my limit now on facial masculinity enhancement. It makes me wonder what the line is between gender dysphoria and vanity. People's perceptions of men caring for their appearances is shifting. And as someone who is essentially a self-made man, I'm realizing that the bandwidth of being a man is expanding.